Hello everyone, and welcome to my Bachelor Nation official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Since the first season of the Golden Bachelorette just debuted, there have been worrying indications that Joan Vassos isn't being protected by the program. The 61-year-old Joan is no stranger to reality TV, having participated in the Golden Bachelor, but the shift from contestant to star couldn't have been simpler. Joan didn't spend much time on the Golden Bachelor. Despite their wonderful solo date, she chose to leave the event early in order to spend more time with her daughter. After giving birth, Joan's daughter was experiencing postpartum depression. Joan felt she needed to get away, even if it wasn't an actual emergency. Joan is in a precarious situation because, as the show's protagonist, she is unable to quit. In the first episode of the Golden Bachelorette, Joan met the 24 guys who will be vying for her flowers. In the first few episodes, Joan has already gone on some incredible dates and developed romantic relationships with a number of men. Joan, who detested hurting anyone's feelings, found it difficult to send a lot of men home. Unfortunately, this is a dating contest, and Joan will undoubtedly hurt a lot of people's feelings in the end. During the first season premiere of the Golden Bachelorette, Gil Ramirez, a 60-year-old Mission Viejo, California educator, was among the men who earned one of Joan's roses. According to People, Gil's ex-girlfriend filed a restraining order against him 3 months ago, accusing him of stalking her, initiating inappropriate contact with her and her family, and showing up to locations he knew she'd be. Even though the restraining order was finally revoked, the harm had already been done. Prior to the filing of the restraining order, Gil was found not to be a criminal. Stated differently, the event happened within the time frame that separates the background check from the beginning of production. It's difficult to believe that producers didn't recheck closer to the beginning of the Golden Bachelorette Season 1 filming, but a lot can happen in a few months. ABC has stated that they have reduced Gil's already restricted screen time after the information became public. If the first season of The Golden Bachelor is any guide, Joan needs to look out for herself because the producers don't seem to care about her. The show's Jerry season was a huge hit with viewers. ABC opted to settle for a broadcast Golden Bachelor wedding, since they knew it would take some time to create a female-led version of the show. A few weeks after Jerry proposed to Teresa Nist, 70, the opulent, celebrity-studded television extravaganza aired on ABC in January. After only 3 short months of marriage, the septuagenarian newlyweds announced their divorce, demonstrating how hurriedly their marriage was arranged. Looking back, Jerry and Teresa shouldn't have been so taken aback by the show's unexpected popularity. Joan was one of the women Jerry went on a group date in a premiere episode of the Golden Bachelor Season 1. In the end, this get-together turned into the inaugural Golden Talent event. Every woman was instructed to prepare a solo performance for the judges, who would then choose who would get a date with Jerry. Joan went into a frenzy. The head of the private school didn't believe she was talented. When Joan's turn came, she stood up and gave a heartfelt reading of a poem she had written for Jerry. She defeated all the more ostentatious acts and won the solitary date with Jerry because the moment was so genuine and endearing. Even though they clicked during their one-on-one time, Joan made the decision to depart early after returning to the Bachelor Mansion after receiving a call from her daughter, the men from the first season of The Golden Bachelorette, who debuted in a YouTube video for ABC, were eager to meet Joan and also wanted to enjoy themselves while exploring the Bachelor Mansion's grounds. There was a college vibe among the men, and they clearly liked each other. The guys get along well, which is fantastic, but maybe too well. Many of them were in awe of the opulent mansion and all of its extravagance. When he should have been courting Joan, Jack was jumping into the enormous pool in the house on The Bachelor with great excitement. To be fair to Jack, he did come out of the water occasionally to whip up a fancy dinner in the spacious chef's kitchen of the estate for Joan. She looked impressed by this since at the conclusion of the first episode, she chose to award Jack a rose, but in the second, she got rid of him. It's not saying much, but the Bachelor franchise doesn't have the worst record among reality TV series. In summary, while it might not be the worst location to meet someone, reality television is undoubtedly among the worst. Meeting new individuals is difficult enough. Including cameras, viewers, and fierce rivalry in the mix doesn't increase the likelihood of success. Joan, on the other hand, appears to be expecting the Golden Bachelorette Season 1 with reasonable expectations. Joan stated in a May interview with CNN that her season would not conclude with her jumping into marriage, no matter what transpired. She stated that she was not interested in moving, and that she would be happy to marry someone who lived far away if they did. The reason Jerry and Teresa had for announcing their golden divorce was that they couldn't decide where to live. In actuality, Jerry and Teresa never shared a state residence for the whole 3 months of their marriage. Before she passed away in 2017, Jerry Turner resided in Indiana at the dream home he had constructed on a lake with his late wife Toni Turner. Teresa was hesitant to leave her home in New Jersey and come to Indiana to live in a home her new husband had constructed for his late wife. Joan had previously stated that she was open to the notion of a long-distance marriage and that she would not be rushing into it. The Golden Bachelorette star realizes that, by the time individuals are in their 60s, they've been full lives and will be unlikely to uproot for someone they met on a reality dating show. Joan doesn't plan to move for love anytime soon. Unless she meets someone who lives nearby in Maryland, nobody can ever call Jerry boring, no matter how much is spoken about him. The reason Jerry got well known so soon was his affable and telegenic nature. He is a tall, beautiful man. Though Joan is a wonderfully attractive woman, the Golden Bachelorette Season 1 star could lack Jerry's star power and sheer personality. Joan appears to be a perfectly regular person who just so happens to be looking for love on national television, which is one of her best qualities. Because viewers may relate to her more, this could be a really fun season. Nevertheless, her lack of dramatization might sometimes contribute to a dull season. Fans of Bachelor Nation tend to be fickle, so even if they currently adore Joan, they will turn on her just as quickly as they did Jerry if she doesn't end up having the X factor. Joan had 4 adult children, so she had to tread carefully. She clarified that while her other 2 children were less thrilled about the idea, 2 of her kids were thrilled about her searching for love on reality television. They complained to their mother about having to watch her flirt on national television with several different men, while Joey Graziadei's season of The Bachelor began with Joey kissing no less than 7 women. Jerry's first night on The Golden Bachelor featured Jerry kissing many ladies. Joan had promised her kids not to kiss too many men, and so far she had stayed true to her word. The 68-year-old Keith was the only man Joan kissed on the opening night of The Golden Bachelorette Season 1. Even though she has kissed a few more people since then, she has generally done a decent job of avoiding excessive physical contact that could put her at more risk and disgrace her kid. There are mean places on the internet, and the comment area is one of the meanest places to be found. The Golden Bachelorette Season 1 producers can protect Joan during the season, but no one can protect her from the comment section. Joan only needs to glance at Jerry to see how fast people are willing to share their opinions about their personal lives in the Instagram comment section. With 69.9K followers on Instagram, Joan's account is still rising. As the new lead, Joan is currently enjoying her Bachelor Nation honeymoon, as evidenced by a quick read through her comment sections, which are full with congrats and well wishes. On the first night of the Golden Bachelorette Season 1, Joan shared an Instagram picture of herself waiting for her suitors outside the Bachelor mansion. The comments section is already full of terrible advice, such as, "Mark deserves the first impression rose. He became the heartthrob of Bachelor Nation." One of Joan's competitors, Mark Anderson, 58, is well liked by the public and the father of Kelsey Anderson, who gained notoriety on The Bachelor Season 28. Prior to making an appearance on The Golden Bachelor, Joan was married to Joan Vassos for 32 years. He died in 2021 following a brief fight with pancreatic cancer. Joan uploaded a family portrait of herself and John with their adult children on Instagram in January. 3 years had passed since she lost John, and she still expressed in her letter how terribly devastated she felt by the loss. 3 years may seem like a long time, but Joan might not be ready to let her heart open once more during that period. Joan begins the Golden Bachelorette Season 1's opening episode by expressing her love for her spouse and the sense of security he provided. John expressed to Joan his desire for her to not be alone in death. She might not be ready yet, he said, but he wanted her to find love again.